It's been a while, everybody. It's been quite a long time since I went live. In fact, it was back when I lived in Pennsylvania. It's a very long time ago. Well, for me, it seemed like a very long time ago. If you guys have never moved, moving is quite an experience. It takes a lot of your time, a lot of effort, and it ages you a little bit. I feel like I'm a little bit older than I used to be, but most of the important things are here. We got the S2000, we got the trailer back there. I'll give you guys a little bit of an overview when people join in, if everyone joins in. I know I understand this is Easter Sunday, so I think most of you guys are going to be hanging out with your families. You know, if you had an earlier dinner, you may show up and pop up. If you want to say hello, feel free. But I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about what's been going on, the big change, right? And there's actually a lot of changes, a lot of different changes. So this is the first live stream that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do these more often, more informally. I'm here on my phone. I actually bought a new phone for these, the newest iPhone, whatever it is, a 13 something or other. I think the quality is better on these iPhones. All right, got some people trickling in. Welcome back, everybody. It's beautiful here in northern Florida. That's where I moved. So yeah, where am I, right? So I moved to Florida. That's the title of the stream. Golden Trucker, yo, you left me up on the mountain in the Poconos. I did, Trucker. I love the Poconos. I love Pennsylvania. The Poconos were awesome. The mountains are amazing. But there's many reasons why I moved. And I think it's reasons that you guys will understand. And it's not just because I hate the cold. I actually didn't really hate the cold as much. It's really what happens during the winter that really turned me off from living in Pennsylvania. So let's go ahead and get into it. Why did I move to Florida? Why did we move to Florida? So, well, it's really the main reason, the main thing I want to share with you guys is that I really got into motorsports. As you guys know, my Civic Type R, I took it to the track a lot. I got to know Pocono Raceway very well. It's a great raceway. But every time around October, November time frame, you just couldn't do anything motorsport related. Not much. Everything started closing up. And then by the time December rolled around, unless you had a beautifully nice setup, heated garage, you couldn't do anything on your cars. You couldn't work on your cars. You couldn't go out. My S2000 was locked up for 6 months out of the year. You know, it's never seen salt, and I made sure of that. So basically from November through May, it just would be locked up. I mean, today, Easter Sunday, was it April 20, or I guess it's April 17th today. It's snowing in Pennsylvania. So I still would not be able to bring my Type R out for another couple of weeks. It's ridiculous. So we moved down here really because I wanted to live a more motorsports oriented life. I want to do more track days. I want to have more time on tracks. I want to have more experience. I want to learn how to drive better on the tracks. So that's one of the main things that drove us here. The other thing is the winters affected me personally negatively. So there's this thing called seasonal affective disorder, and I ignored it for like any guy does. I ignore the crap out of it until your doctor tells you something. Hey, you're vitamin D deficient, and you're probably affected by the harsh winters that you deal with. You may want to do something about it. And so it wasn't actually my choice. My wife made the choice for me. She said, hey, if winter affects you that badly, and she is the best wife ever, she says, we should definitely get you out of here for the winter. So we bought this house. I'll show you guys in a minute. We bought this house, and this is back in, I think, May of last year. We bought this house, and I was going to use it as a summer, or I guess a winter house, right? So come down in Florida in the winter, go back up to the Poconos up in the summer. That was kind of the plan. And then something else big happened, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna share it here. It's about time that I share it with everybody. We're expecting our first child. We're expecting our daughter. She's coming soon, very, very soon, actually. We're about a little bit less than a month away from meeting her, and we're very excited. So 2 huge things happened in the last, really, I guess 9 months that have attributed to me being absent from hanging out with you guys, from doing a lot of the car stuff that I've always done. and just really enjoying my motorsport life. Although I have done a couple of races that I will be sharing here soon, and things like that. So some house cleaning. There's a lot of episodes that I've uploaded. There's about 42 videos I've uploaded to YouTube in the last week, and I'll start releasing them tomorrow, Monday. So there'll be 2 to 3 videos per week going forward, and I have videos just stocked up for a very long time. It's gonna be from last year's track days with my Civic Type R, and so we'll go from there, and we'll see the progression, and we hopefully you guys enjoy them. And we're mostly gonna be sharing my transition here, my move here, what I've done to get here, and a lot of the projects that I have planned here. So I'm not just gonna move here and you know, my whole purpose of moving here is for motorsports. You guys are gonna watch me build what it is to have a motorsport type of house. That means garages, concrete, I want lifts, I want a nice wash bay. All of that stuff needs to be built up. The house is beautiful, it's a brand new house, but it needs a lot more things added to it. And so these are some of the plans that we've had. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to get down here today and share that, and just have more of these informal kind of talks. It's been too long since I've done them, and I've always made excuses. Oh, I need to, you know, do this. I need to, you know, like yesterday and today, I was building my daughter's dresser. Kind of crazy, surreal to think of that you're building something for your daughter. But hey, first time father, right? And so I always make excuses. Oh, I'm too busy with doing this. I might as well go work on my skid steer. So I see Tony just asked me, are you at Sebring Raceway? I was just at Sebring a couple of weeks ago. If you were there, you saw me. It was an SDCA time trials event at Sebring. I'm actually very close to the firm. If you know what the firm is, I'm actually part of their drivers club. So if you're going to be going to the firm, we can meet up there. I already actually met up with a bunch of you guys that have watched the videos. I get, you know, anything with motorsport related that you guys kind of all know me. So always good to chat and hang out. Robert Jung, I'm back, man. I am back. So a bit more house cleaning. So I'm going to be changing the channel up a little bit. So like I said, I'm going to be doing more informal live streams, just me kind of hanging out, walking around and talking to you guys about what's going on. We're going to be uploading a ton of videos again. So the hiatus on the videos is gone. It's done. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to do 3 to 2 videos a week, and then some live streams thrown in there. And the type of videos that are going to be coming up is basically anything that I'm doing to build up my the kind of life that I want, you know, kind of around motorsports. So I'm going to take you guys back here. Let me see if I can, for some reason, there it is. So first, the property, right? There's a little gas tank there, bit of the house there. So it's 40 acres. It goes all the way back almost to the end there. So all the way around, this is all mine here, part of the property. And that's the road, that way down there. You can barely even see it. The reason I wanted so much property is because, first, it gets you a lot of privacy. So you can do basically whatever you want. Nobody bothers you. You know, here's a tree line here, and there's another empty land that way that I kind of want to buy. There's no neighbors. I don't really have a neighbor. So that's something that I really enjoy. Not sure why the iPhone's not doing some image stabilization, but we'll have to deal with it. So I'm currently diagnosing, I think it's a bad battery on the S2000. You'll see that in a future video, but I'm currently trying to charge my battery in the S2000 because it's perfect weather for top-down motoring. Now, what I really wanted to show you is back here, I've done some work. I've actually done some work here. So this was not here before. This is ground asphalt millings. So I took this, I needed something to work on cars with. So I took my skid steer, which is right here, and I spread the asphalt millings. I have to use this. We're gonna build a nice concrete pad right here. Right here, we're gonna have a nice little carport there. It's gonna be really nice. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for every step of the way. Now, for proof that I'm still kind of in the middle of a move, and this is a monumental move, I'll show you a shed that I just recently bought. And again, there's a video on this coming as well. But I recently bought this shed. I like it a lot. It's wired for a couple of things. I got to run electricity to it. And it is as much of a mess as you'd expect it to be. Kind of crazy. But this will be kind of a workshop. I want to put in an air conditioner, just a small one, probably a window unit, nice and cheap. And I'm going to set up some benches. And I just want to be able to work out of this, because what's really going to be the big garage is going to be right here. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to skim the ground, and we're going to level it out. I'm going to make a nice big, probably 40 by 80 shop right here. So that's kind of the plan. Now I'm sharing with you guys pretty early in the game. It might take me 6 months, 8 months, with supply chain issues and labor issues, and you know, it's been difficult to get people here to help me out. So I'm doing a lot of the work myself. But let's go ahead and walk here. Let's see if you guys have any questions. All right, Tony. Take vitamin D. Yeah, pretty much everyone's vitamin D deficient. Thank you for the congratulations, Tony. I appreciate it. Sebring Raceway. All right. Thanks, Robert. It's good to be back. So I'm going to show you guys up front, show you some more plans. So this I actually made myself. This is just crushed limestone. So here in Florida, you don't get like the gray gravel. I mean, you can, but it's like it's literally 3 times the price as you get it from Pennsylvania. So because Pennsylvania has, you know, it's slate. It's got a lot of slate, and you can crush it, and that's gray gravel. There's no slate here. There's no mountains here. So we're actually at 180 feet of elevation from this point down. So we're right above the tree line up there. And way behind that is Interstate 10. Pretty cool. So, so if you hear cars passing by, that's the interstate. Anyway, so I built this as a big driveway. So we're going to build a 650 foot by 14 foot wide concrete driveway. Now, just in concrete alone, it's going to be about $22,000. And I'm taking you guys for every step of the way. The other thing is we're going to do is we're going to plant pine trees, lots of pine trees. And in between the pine trees, we're going to have a little dirt track to be able to take some buggies, to take some off-road vehicles, and kind of use as a racetrack. So we're going to take it, you know, all around the property. We're going to have that. So that, I call it an oasis, but really it's just a slightly damp area. It doesn't get pondy or swampy or anything, but I got to clear that out. And it goes back to this tree line right there. That's where my property line is, way back there. So we can do a big track all the way around that goes all the way around this huge area. I'm also starting smoking meats. So that's a new Traeger smoker that I have. That's pretty damn good. But yeah, there it is, guys. We're back. We're back, and it's basically I want to do a big shout out to my cousin Eric. So I think you guys have heard of Eric before. I actually sent him to the New York Auto Show a couple of days ago in my behalf because I couldn't make it, and he does some filming for me. But we're bringing this back because of my cousin Eric. So my cousin Eric is the editor of all the videos, or the great majority of the videos. If it's not a voiceover, he edited it. So big thanks to him. We can bring this back. I am paying him, obviously, but it really is just a huge help that he's giving us to bring our channel back, because as you guys know, being a new father and moving just takes up all your damn time. Plus, I got my day job. So let's open it up to some questions, you know. I always like to kind of hang out with you guys and answer some questions. Kind of like walking around too, but I'll take a seat here for some questioning. Let's see what we have. If you haven't said hello, be sure to say hello. So one really cool thing about living here is that I'm about an hour away little bit less than an hour away from the firm. It's a private racetrack. They do a lot of events there, and for I think I paid $1,800 for the year. I can go 2 to 3 times per week for free. I mean, obviously I paid for the membership, but it's up to me, and I can show up at 11 o'clock in the morning, do some laps, and do some testing. I've been going as much as I can. So Robert Young is asking me, where are my parents? My parents are up in the state of New York, about 1,000 miles away, but they'll be coming down here in like June time frame to help me build some things out and help me with the baby. So that's a good question. So anyway, yes, that's one of the best things about living up here. Plus, it's always beautiful here. What are you looking forward to in your fleets? Oh yeah, there's a lot of changes in my fleet. A lot of changes. I don't want to ruin some surprises, but I will be talking about what's going on then, probably in a future live stream. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is the C8 Z06. So the Corvette C8 Z06. I am on the list with my buddy up in Pennsylvania. Robert John says, since I am a dad, I am a parent. That's true. I gotta get used to that, Robert. I'm not used to being a parent or a dad yet. That's a big change, but I'm very excited about it. So yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is the C8 Z06. It's gonna be a while. I think it's gonna be about a year, maybe a little bit more. Maybe it could be up to 2 years. So there's still, so it's in between then and there. I'm gonna add a couple more vehicles. I'm actually looking for a dealership to buy an 11th gen Civic Type R, because I definitely want to add the 11th gen Civic Type R. I want to drive it. I want to own it. I want to feel it. I want to see how it is, make videos with it, and I'm looking for a dealership that will at least talk to me about it, because most dealerships aren't even talking to me about it. So I am gonna be getting an 11th gen Civic Type R. The GR Corolla, or the Corolla GR, whatever they're calling it, that's really interesting. If I was still living in the north, if I needed all-wheel drive, if I liked WRXs, and if I wanted something all-wheel drive and I needed that, that would be the only car on my list. The GR Corolla is an insane add to the Toyota lineup. There's a video that I made on that you'll be seeing either this week or next week. But man, that is an awesome car that I wish Toyota brought the Yaris as well, the 2-door version, but I'm very content that it brought the 4-door version. And the manual Supra is really cool as well. But I think I owe it to myself as a 10th gen Civic Type R owner to own and drive the 11th gen Civic Type R owners. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should skip that and get the GR Corolla. So I can get your thoughts. Let's see. So Robert asked me, since when are you parents? So this is my first time being a parent. So she's our daughter's expected in May, and in about a month. So very excited about that. I will be a parent then. If you're told you won't get the new vet for 2 more years, do you still want it? I do. So in my opinion, the C8 Z06 is the successor to the Honda S2000 and the Acura NSX. I think Honda should have made the C8 Z06 as the NSX, right? Because it's a high revving V8 flat plane crank. It revs to the moon, just like the S2000, just like the old K series Hondas, just like the Hondas of old that we all love. Those high revving 4-cylinder engines. Well, if you're gonna make a V8, put 2 K series together. And I think somebody's making that. Put 2 K series together and make a high revving V8. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Well, GM did that with the newest engine. That engine is by far and away the most exciting engine I've been waiting for. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to owning the engine. I mean, the car itself is cool, but I can't wait to just be able to take the engine, drive it around, just drive it everywhere, just like I drive the S2000. It's just mainly for the noise and experience. So yeah, no matter what. Is Florida good for my job? So I've been working remotely. You know, I never really had a home office since 2009. I've been doing remote work since 2009. And so it's a long time since I've been working for accounting firms, right? And I work on the national groups, so I don't do client focused work. I'm not a client facing person. I work for the firms operationally, right? So my job is to manage our national footprint, and so as long as I'm close to an airport, and I'm about an hour-ish away from the Jacksonville airport, then I'm good. I can get on an airplane. I was just in Houston not too long ago. May have to go back again soon. I might go. I think I'm going to go to Atlanta next week. And so, again, it's great for my job because it doesn't really matter where I live as long as I'm next to an airport. Andrew says, "Welcome back, man. Where did you move?" Jacksonville. So I am west of Jacksonville, in the Lake City. If you know the Lake City region, I'm in the Lake City area. So it's a beautiful area here. Very rural, very farm-like. Again, I mean, I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Beautiful. This is breathtaking. Every single time the sun goes down, it goes down that way. Every time it goes up that way. We got some beautiful live oak trees. I mean, we got some pines, some live oak trees. It's just a beautiful area. I could not ask for a better area. Having all that land is awesome. Being able to afford that much in land in Maryland is crazy. Yeah, land's not cheap. Not even here. Reviving the channel with what almost started with a new Civic would be awesome. Yeah, the sport hatch. I thought about getting a sport hatch. Actually, I might do that, depending on how long the Type R takes to get here. I keep hearing the Type R is just right around the corner, the 11th Gen Type R. So if I can get the 11th Gen Type R within the next 3 or 4 months, then I'll wait for the Type R. If I can't get it, I'll get the hatchback, and then I'll get a Type R. Because I really like that hatchback, man. The hatchback is so affordable, it's so comfortable. As long as you get in stick shift, it's very fun and so practical, great on fuel. I mean, it's just, you can't beat the Civic hatchback. I feel like they should stop selling sedans, period. They shouldn't even have the Civic sedan at all. They should all be hatchbacks. T-Bone Slim, do you plan on hosting a car meet? I do. I definitely do. I think I'm gonna host them at tracks. So my thinking is, I want to meet up with people that want to do track days with me at the firm. Since I'm a drivers club member, I can, hang out at the clubhouse and things like that. We could all hang out at the clubhouse. It's air conditioned. I also, if there's a bigger car meet, I'd like to go to Jacksonville, hang out. I think there's a Honda meet in Orlando, a little bit far from me, but I think that Honda meet is going up to the firm. If I have time later on in the month, I'm going to try to make that. No promises, but I'm going to try to make that. Like I said, it's just been the move and getting ready for the baby have been quite intense, but it's worth it, man. It's all worth it. So, yeah, the future of so what I'm also trying to buy is, so last night my friend Lars and I, we were looking through some Lemons cars because we want to get more into Lemons racing as well. You guys don't know this yet because I haven't posted the videos, but back in September, I believe, we went Lemons racing. Me and some track buddies went to NCM for Lemons race. It was an awesome RX-7. We took an RX-7 Lemons racing. It was incredible. It was an endurance race. And I got to drive for like a total of 4 hours. It was just really fun. So we want to do that more. So I think we're going to buy a project car. I'm thinking of Miata. And I kind of want to case swap a Miata. I know it's a little expensive for a Lemons car or even a race car, but that's kind of what we were thinking. Maybe do that or just buy a pre-made car. I don't know yet. Le Mans. Yeah, I wish. I don't think I'll ever be able to get to Le Mans. I don't think I'll be rich enough, and I'm not young enough to get on any rookie racing programs. But I think I'll go to Le Mans to watch one day in France. That'll be fun. but no, lemons. And then I'll do American endurance racing with the same car. We'll do AER, and I just like endurance races. Period. They're really fun, and if I can do an endurance race in Sebring, man, that would just take it, right? I just did a track. I just did a time attack at Sebring recently with SCCA, and my God, that was awesome. That was an awesome track at Sebring, and it's not that far from here. So man, I would love to go back there and do a race. But how have you guys been? It's been such a long time. I haven't posted a video, I think, since early January. And I haven't gone live. Last time I went live was with my neighbor, my Russian neighbor. Wow, his name escapes me for some reason. I'm gonna catch shit for this, but I have a little bit of a headache. I think I have a sinus headache or something. But what's his name? For some reason, Pavel comes to mind. But anyway, so he made it on the live stream. He's the one that made my workbench that I transported down to Florida with me. But Sergey's his name. Oh yeah. Just as my wife reminds me, it's Sergey. But that was my last live stream, and I believe that was in November. It could be October. It might have been October, but I'm just glad to be back, guys. I really am. I've been kind of biding my time and getting to work every single day on the property, on the house, on the move. I mean, half my office is done. The other half is boxes and messes, and I still got to unpack stuff. My camera equipment is all unorganized, and I hate that. I'm gonna make a little studio in my office so we can do these live streams indoors. I like these outdoor ones too, but indoors will be easier for me to do. Just click a camera on and just talk to you guys, hang out for a little bit, talk about cars, talk about what's going on. I think going back to cars, the most exciting thing that I see coming down besides the C8 Z06 is a stick shift Supra. That's going to be huge. I think a stick shift Supra is really going to change things. The Hyundai Veloster N is another car that's overlooked, and I came so close to buying one recently. I was going to buy one, actually. The only reason I didn't buy one is because their dealer network is just not very good. Not a very good dealer network. It's I think I've been to a number of Hyundai dealers, and they don't really understand that their buying demographics have changed. Back in the early 90s and mid 90s, only a certain buyer would go to a Hyundai dealer. It's basically a buyer that didn't have much money or much credit, and that's okay. Hey, that's not a big deal. But I think the current buying demographic going after Hyundais is a more middle class type of demographic that kind of wants a better service. I've heard that people are having issues with their warranties on their Veloster Ns if they take it to the track, and I just don't have time to deal with that crap anymore. If I take my car to the track, and you advertise it as a track car, it better take the abuse. And if something breaks on it, I want a warranty to fix it. So, it's that's kind of my thought. So, a question came in from Andrew IRL. Thoughts on the new Integra? So the new Integra, I think everyone's wrong on the new Integra. I think everybody's wrong on the new Integra. You guys are probably going to disagree with me, but ideally what the Integra would have been, it would have came out with a high revving K20, maybe a 7,500, 8,000 RPM K20 with a stick shift. And the base Integra would have came out with 180 horsepower, and the Type S Integra would come out with like a 240 horsepower high revving 4-cylinder or something. That's kind of the ideal. It would be a slimmed down version of a Civic. It would be kind of lightweight and things like that. But you got to remember, the Civic of today, that's what the platform is based off of. And actually, the 11th gen Civic platform, that's what the Accord platform is based off of, is what the CR-V uses. It's basically almost every chassis is built off of one platform these days, including Acura. So it's going to be basically the same thing as a Civic as it was back in the 90s. A Civic in the 90s was very, very lightweight, and when you put in a nice little high revving 4-popper with some nice double wishbone suspension, and that's going to be an awesome car. The new Integra is just taking the same formula as the 90s Integra. You know, it takes the Civic platform, puts a new wrapper on it, and you know, people can say what they want. I'm not a big fan of the Acura styling. The beak in the front has never been my thing, but outside of that, I think it looks good, and I think it's just a nicer version of a Civic. And would I rather have a Civic sedan or an Integra sedan? I think it's a hatchback, actually, the Integra hatchback. Would I do a Civic hatchback or the Integra hatchback? I would actually pick the Civic hatchback because I prefer the styling. But if I wanted a more premium interior, if I wanted a more, you know, luxury, I would go with the Acura one. And I think there's a surprise coming. I I have been talking to some people, and from what I hear, from what I understand, from what I've read, I think the Integra Type R that's gonna come, that's an eventuality. The Integra Type R is gonna be the same as the Civic Type R. Is gonna use the same engine, but that's the one that's gonna have a new dual clutch transmission. I think Honda's working on a dual clutch transmission. That's what I've heard. That would be pretty sweet. So that's my thoughts on the Integra. I think it's underrated. I think everybody has a lot of hate for it because they're nostalgic for the past. But I think the new Integra is really cool. I'm glad that Acura is doing it. I think it's gonna sell well too. So Tony asked me, any interest in Porsche GT cars? That's another funny thing. I was very close to buying a Porsche GT3, a 2015 Porsche I'll tell you exactly which one I was gonna buy too. It was a red Porsche GT3 with the automatic, 2015 Porsche GT3, and it had like, I don't know, 15,000 miles, and it was 15,000 miles, and it was going for $95,000, and I was really close to pulling the trigger. This is over a year ago. This is late 2020s, early 2021. And I paused only because those engines don't seem to be the most reliable, and I was worried about the engines, blowing up on me without warranty. So I had to do more research, see if I can get an engine warranty and all that crap. Unfortunately, I waited too long, and 6 months later, that same GT3 was being sold for $130,000. So, then I looked at the GT4. I love the GT4. And again, I came very close to buying ordering a GT4. There's only one reason why I didn't do it, and this is early 2021. I was gonna buy a GT4. I didn't buy a GT4 because I couldn't get to Germany without getting, how do I say this without YouTube kicking me off? Without getting a certain medication that was needed at the time to go to Germany, because if I'm buying a Porsche, if I'm buying a new Porsche, the GT4, I want to go to Germany, get the delivery done there, visit Germany, and visit all of Europe, drive all of Europe. I want to take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, drive all of Europe. I had this all thought out and planned. Drive all of Europe, hang out in Europe, and enjoy myself with my new GT4. But because of what was going on in 2020, a little bit of the let's call it the sniffles again. I'm just saying that so we don't anger the YouTube gods. I was gonna buy a GT4. Oh yeah, no, the medication's great, but I was planning for a family. There was no testing done on that. I think it's great. I'm glad we got it. I mean, look at what's going on in China right now. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I was gonna get a GT4 too. That's funny. I did get something to hold me over until the C8Z06 comes. You'll be seeing that video, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks. But if you guys are astute and you go back in the video, there's some wheels stacked up next to my little shop back there. Those wheels belong to that car. So if you know what those wheels are, you know what car I got. If you do find out what that is, put it in the comments below. I'd be curious to see who's that much of a car guy. So Benjamin's from UK. He had a 335D. Oh, it got stolen. I still have my 335D. It's running strong. We use it for everything. we've gone back and forth to New York and back. It's a 1,000-mile trip in the 335D. Straight shot, no problems, 40 miles to the gallon. Really can't get better than that. We love our 335D. It's the best sedan, is the best highway cruiser we've ever owned. We have an X5 35D, which is the same engine as a 335D. It's the same thing. It's lovely. So yeah, I've actually done a bunch of upgrades. So with Castle Performance, we did some upgrades to the 335D. I haven't talked about that yet, but we did. We've upped the power on the 335D. We changed the exhaust so it sounds better. We put in some better control, some M3 control arms, so it drives a lot better. And we tuned the transmission. It's a completely, it's not a completely different car, but it changes the experience completely. It feels like a sports sedan now. And I really should do a video on it, because any 335D owner should be getting that. I love my 335D. Let's take a look here. So Tony, you couldn't do a factory delivery because GT4 was delivered in November. Too cold to enjoy the drive. I would have still done it. I don't care if it was January. I would still go pick up my GT4 and drive it across Europe. I may have just driven it right to the south of France, but man, that would, that's a once in a lifetime experience. I hope to do that one day. I hope to still be able to, maybe buy a GT4 or some kind of Porsche, maybe a regular 911 as a family car, and do that Germany trip. That's a dream of mine. That's a dream of my wife and I. And maybe our daughter will also enjoy coming. We'll see. I'm getting welcome to Florida. Yeah, man, loving it here. So I'm very north of you, Frozen Zone. Apollo, what's going on, man? The 981 GT4 at 100K. Yeah, the 981. When I was looking at GT3s in early 2021, I was looking at GT4s as well, and the 981 GT4 was going for like $75,000, $80,000, and I thought that was too high. Boy, was I wrong. So Apollo says the nice S2000 replacement. A local Porsche dealer has a 2-year wait for the GT4s. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's why you have to so I think there's one Porsche dealer near me. That's the one in Jacksonville. I think that's the one Apollo's talking about. Benjamin, 1989. Love that thumbs up. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Again, I'm doing these live streams. Just gonna do these informally going forward. Just gonna pop on here Sundays, Saturdays, could be a weekday, and talk about whatever's on my mind. Today it's hey, I'm sharing I moved to Florida. We moved to Florida, and life can't be better. We're loving it here. I'm loving it here. It's great. The weather's amazing, and I'm finally able to do motorsports activity year-round, which is the biggest change possible. So Apollo asking me the GR Corolla. I mentioned the GR Corolla a bit, but I think the GR Corolla is a game changer. So if it wasn't because I had a 10th gen Civic Type R, and I owe it to myself to get the 11th gen to test it out, I'd probably get myself on a list somewhere to buy the GR Corolla. Well, and actually, if I lived in the north, if I still had to deal with winters, I would actually not get the 11th gen Type R. I would try to get a GR Corolla, because the GR Corolla, I mean, it's incredible that I've always hated Corollas. I've always thought Corollas were that's the car people buy when they don't like cars, right? When they don't want to deal with a car. But now they made it an awesome freaking car, man. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the GR Corolla. It's game changing. So it's got, my favorite part of the GR Corolla, it's got 2 limited slip differentials, one in the front and one in the back. That's incredible. So Robert says, Robert's just wishing Jane and I fun in Florida and good health to our daughter. I appreciate it, Robert. Thanks, Tony. I hope it is a smooth delivery. We'll see how it goes. Hot Lap Assassin. Last time I messaged you was living in Pennsylvania. You were living in Pennsylvania, so I guess what we're going to have to do is meet up on the track, man. Hell yeah. Oh shit, you moved to Florida too. Yeah, we're gonna have to meet up at the firm. Civic Gen 11 free, but still I'm having fun with my FK8. Yeah, the FK8 is just an awesome car. It's still an awesome. The Civic Type R, I think it was, when it was being sold new, the best value sporty hatchback you can buy. People, I see at least one or two Civic Type R's on the track whenever I go. They're always there, and then then they go home and they get groceries and they go hang out with their families. They can fit their whole family in the back. It's just a great car for the car guy that needs a dependable, reliable, semi-fuel efficient, fast hatchback. So FK8, man, can't go wrong. All right, I think we're gonna cut it off here. What do you guys think? If you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'll answer them. But I hope to see you guys more on these impromptu live streams. I'll try to give you guys more. So what is Taco Pleb saying? That's what I'm screaming. What's he screaming? I haven't seen Taco. What are you screaming about, Taco? Taco Pleb. I assume you either like tacos or you have a Toyota Tacoma. Well, I guess we may never find out. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get on here. I hope to give you guys a little bit more of a advanced notice. Not just like 10 minutes from now I'm gonna go live. Maybe an hour or 2 hours from now I'll give you guys some notice. But I like these. I like just coming out, hanging out, reading the comments, enjoying the evening as the sun starts to go down. I guess it's got quite a while to go. It's kind of an overcast day today, but it's got a little bit to go. Andrew says, got to see me doing well, growing the family. Yeah, it's gonna be so. Yeah, the house build. The house build is gonna be very involved. We're gonna have the attached garage, the detached garage, the carport, the concrete. We're gonna tear down these trees over here. So I'm gonna do this. All those trees are worthless except for there's a live oak tree down there. It's beautiful there. But all of this has to be torn out by me and my skid steer. So we'll be doing videos of that. We'll be releasing videos of building my workshop in Pennsylvania. Man, it's so crazy looking back. I built that workshop in Pennsylvania because I thought I was going to be there for a long time. And now I'm in Florida. But hey, you're going to be seeing me building up that workshop in these videos coming up soon. Man, it's a lot of videos you're going to watch of me building the workshop and things like that. So what else do we get? So I live now about an hour-ish west of Jacksonville in the Lake City area. So if you know where that is, that's where I'm at. All right, guys, I think this is good. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for asking the questions. Thanks for hanging out. And tomorrow, again, I'm going to start releasing videos regularly. So I appreciate it if you guys watch them, give me some comments. I always appreciate the feedback. All right, guys, have a great night. We hope you guys had a happy Easter if you celebrate it. Great Passover if you celebrate that. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.